Wait. Huh? No.
Nope, that was the wrong one. Alright, good to know.
Whatever.
That must have been the mic of my VR. Oh well. So, finally continuing this.
Mind the side effects.
Huh. For some reason I would have expected that to heal more.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Oh. Let's see. The last Archon quest wasn't all that great. It had a lot of blah blah, and then the end was kind of cool. Let's see if it's getting any better.
Now for a little rest after breakfast. This is the life.
So we were still prisoners, huh? Hey, Has. Sorry I haven't answered yesterday since I don't know, I was just tired and haven't played it yet. So now I want to play it so I can tell you what I think about it.
Wait a sec. Isn't something important supposed to happen today?
There was something supposed to happen in 4.1 and nothing got done. Well, I mean, except for that last bit that lasted for like 10 minutes of the whole 5 hours shtick or something like that.
Oh, today's our big day! We're supposed to leave the Fortress of Mirapede! Come on, we've got to go complete the release procedures now!
This is something I don't get. Why do we still have to do this? We were already outside. We were with Lady Farina and had cake with Alejino? I still don't know how to pronounce her. I think I haven't heard anyone say her actual name. Alecino? The one hot girl because she has a pyrovision? Hot lady? I don't know. And now we are back here because our sentence wasn't over that was fake to begin with? Why did we need to hold up the charade? That could be kinda an interesting take on it. It was supposed to be boring because it's prison. But in that case, they could have just let us done all this other stuff over and over again. I think my favorite part about this is just because she has some summoned animals. That is probably my favorite part about Farina. I know about how she was supposed to look like in the beta, and I don't like that her Constellation 1 and 2 were exchanged for being burst reliant. Since before, her Constellation 2 was supposed to make her normal attack into an infused water attack that scaled with HP. So you could actually use her as an on-field DPS. But they changed that and put it to her C6 instead. Those feckers. But of course I'm not supposed to know that, since, you know... Oh, did they? I mean, apparently the graphics on the PS5 look even better than on any other console, just because, you know, they had deals with them. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Oh well, not that I've ever would have tried to get C2, but still, it feels like the biggest reason to have her is just for the cute animal companions. And that you don't need to attack to... what was it? You don't need to attack to make them attack other people. Which is quite convenient, especially if you want to use Bloom a lot. but I feel like her burst is basically, well, it's not useless, but it doesn't benefit it in the teams I'm going to use her in. And even in other teams, it's just a damage increase, which is kind of a boring burst. Even though it looks kind of nice. I mean, the burst itself also does damage, but I don't know.
Please sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the Fortress of Meripede via the regular channels.
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and...
Don't even pretend like we haven't done all the usual things outside. This is like this event with Ito, where you were supposedly trapped inside the... what was it? The one place in Liyue underground? I forgot how it was called, but it was a whole event where, oh no, we are trapped in here. We have to find a way out of here. Not just like, yeah, right. Teleport immediately out. Okay, I'm back. Can we continue this? Those kinds of story beats just don't work. They just don't work in a game like this. When you can't actually feel the stakes. Oh yeah, the rumbling.
What's happening?
Is it erupting? Is that still the pressure that goes into the seal that Nvidia did?
I'm fine, thanks. But I wonder what that tremor was just now.
Impending doom for all of Fontaine?
Let's go ask the Duke. Yep.
You know, there's one thing I actually don't like about her skill, and that is that it sucks the HP of every single one of your party member up until 50%. I mean, her minions get an attack boost during that time, but you are basically forced to either to have a healer in your team at that point. I mean, usually you have one, I suppose, most of the time, but it becomes more important, which kinda sucks, even though that is the new shtick of Fontaine characters, to increase and decrease HP. I mean, she has an ability that lets you heal, but it's too slow to have any significance. And if you have this thing, then you can't attack anymore, so it is kind of a conundrum. It would be a waste. I don't know. Dillo grind, I'll be back though. Ah yes, my C6 Dillo. Hello.
Your Grace?
He's not actually a noble, you know?
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface.
What?
Over the years of serving as the warden here, I have developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Right about now. You missed a spot there.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems we need to get back up to the surface and ask about what happened. By the way, do you know what day it is today?
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
Wait, seriously?
Today's the day we say goodbye.
Aha, yes. Have you completed your release papers?
Yep. It's you two. Are you leaving now?
Ah, yes. That character.
That's right! Today is our last day in prison! But now that Paimon says that, it feel like we were confined here. It's actually been pretty nice.
I mean, we weren't here most of that time, so of course. A lot of people have... Did they?
Oh yeah, Paimon feels fond of this place now. Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
I only come back here if there's an event.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
Well, you actually agreed. No worries, you must be busy. Paimon was just joking.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too?
It's definitely like we never visit again.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back to see you. Paimon really likes the cafeteria here. The chefs sure do know how to make good grub.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Meripede is finished. That's the end of another chapter in our journey. And since Nervalet was the one who asked us to come here, we should probably go report to him now. Next up, the Palais Mermonia. You're going to see Monsieur Nervalet? Please pass on our kind regards.
Oh, that reminds me. No, that's not it. So the full device. There we go.
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the Palais has been terribly busy these days. Tell him that I hope he hasn't been overwhelmed by the recent string of troubles. If you're concerned about things at the Palais, why don't you take some time to go up and check things out? I believe you should still have some vacation time to spend.
Thank you for being so understanding. It means a lot. It's been some time since I've gone to the surface. I must say that I've started to miss it a little.
Sijuin.
Yep.
Why do I have to go up there? Oh, why? Hello. Like, where am I even? Oh, it doesn't even open. Maybe I should walk us in.
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Nervalet did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me, would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves in.
Everyone's so busy. Seems a lot has been happening. Nervalet!
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment, as there are some urgent matters I must tend to first. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
That's all right. We just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting.
I feel like I should have pulled him instead.
Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Meripede, and it appears that you have managed to complete all the release paperwork.
Oh god, really? No, what's the point of paying for something that I can basically?
That's right, and we came here to see you right away.
I mean, what kind of dumbass must fall for this kind of advertisement?
A massive whale.
Wait, what? I couldn't read that.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how? And is he okay?
Okay, he's not from Fontaine, so he won't dissolve. But wait, there's something. What was the? No, I have to see what that is about. Oh, whoops. I have to rewind my own stream to see what happened there. There. Ah! So what are you into the video? No! Stop! I'm not fast enough for this. You and Paimon tell Neuvillette everything that happened since the Primordial Sea incident, as well as your dream regarding Child. Oh wait, we dreamt of a huge whale? Did that actually happen? I forgot to... where was it? Sorry for that. Where is it? There we go. Oh, where was it? There. What is it? I think it's not even worth the effort, but I do it anyway. Wait a minute. I don't think that works, but I tried anyway. There we go. Not from food. Yep.
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself.
I already fought the weekly boss, and I was so confused what that boss was about, but this actually kind of explains it, I guess?
Yes, What is it?
Wait, we want to ask something? What was that tremor we felt? Oh yeah.
Oh, right! Paimon felt it too! We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's exactly what I was busy with a moment ago. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at an alarming rate.
The water levels rose? Oh no! What about all the people there?
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time and have already returned to normal now. However, I still have a bad feeling about the whole phenomenon. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than it appears.
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her!
Oh god, Spina Derusula's headquarters. Is it there?
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately formulate disaster prevention plans for the surrounding coastal areas to avoid potential catastrophes. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once I've finished things here.
Alright.
There's no time to lose! Let's get going!
Please be careful.
Oh no! What happened here?
I mean, he just told us.
Navia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still... Paimon means we need to check on her.
That would be kind of interesting if they would kill off a potential new character just like that. That would be actually a great bait and switch. Teasing a new character, kind of, but never releasing it and just making it seem like they would be a new character. It would actually fit with how they treat Geo characters nowadays. Just rework the crystallized reaction. That's all we need. Just make it another animal type reaction that works with Gale. Wait, why did I go here? Oh, I thought they would be at the ship. What the heck is this? What? Huh? What did I... Oh, I didn't know I didn't need to go all that way. Oops. I was overzealous when I went there.
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here. Oh, this is getting scary.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's someone on the roof over there.
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right, just hurry.
Disaster victim M?
I'm not young anymore. How will I survive on my own? My Desiree!
Yeah, you know, if only the character would not be an NPC, I would actually be concerned.
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
I'm so cynical about all this already.
My leg! My leg!
It's not even bleeding. And you can't see the bone yet, so can't be that bad.
How could this have happened? It hurts!
There was no one there a second ago, and now they all suddenly pop up everywhere.
Just hang in there. Help is on the way. You can hold my hand if it makes you feel better.
Smooth. Is it her? Oh, she's alive. Okay, good to know.
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson, so we came as quickly as we could.
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose. It caused quite the disturbance, in fact.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but we've run out of medical supplies.
He's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately climbed up to the roof. Once the water receded and he saw the ground, he became terrified and eventually...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue mission in the meantime.
All right, you'll be in charge. I'm sorry. Where were we?
The situation in Poisson?
Ah, right. Allow me to explain. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded in the waterways. But before we knew it, water started pouring out from everywhere.
Did the audio level drop?
The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just ordinary water leaking from somewhere. Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly disappeared. They were all dissolved.
Oh!
Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people fell from significant heights. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. Fortunately, the water began to recede after some time, and the chaos came to an end. The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. To ensure everyone's safety, I've asked the people there to leave as soon as possible. No one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now is try our best to help evacuate the residents. We still haven't completed the head count, but we'll have some numbers soon.
How awful. And all of this just came out of nowhere.
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that everything that just happened was a bad dream.
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
No, I don't wanna work, but yeah, sure.
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this. You don't know how much it means to me. I really can't express how grateful I am.
I'm missing some people.
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Oh, her bodyguards. They're dead, aren't they? They're using the tier thing now, don't they?
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
I'll be right there. Sorry, I need to go for now.
And off she goes. Seems it might be a while before she can take a break.
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. More support has just arrived, so I suppose I finally have a moment to focus on my own matters. Of course, we should remain ready for anything, and continue doing our best to rescue others. I'll be sure to have everyone at the Spina di Rosula ready to render assistance. Traveler, Paimon, would you two accompany me to my father's grave for a moment?
Huh? Right now?
Alright.
Thank you.
Oh, whoops. How far away was it? It was the middle of the night.
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think there'd be a ton of people here visiting graves.
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Navia?
No need to push yourself. Yeah, I knew this was...
Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver, they won't ever come back here again. What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened to them?
Oh, God.
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still, I was the one who initiated it. They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time. And they were caught in the seawater.
What should we do?
Can't do anything.
I've known them for so long. And I know they weren't afraid. But I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just gone. I just can't.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half bad.
God, I can't take these NPCs seriously.
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa. Perhaps we might even have a picnic. He wouldn't be angry, would he?
How could Master ever be upset with you, demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later, no matter who you are.
Wait, that is a cemetery? I thought it was just a random gravesite.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, demoiselle.
Yeah, I mean... could catch a... Oh boy.
Hey, stop joking around.
I'm quite serious. That way, it'll save us both the trip to see each other whenever you visit your father's grave.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
Wow! A little young to think about that one, even though I know you're already dead.
After all, besides you, demoiselle, the two of us could certainly be considered Master's closest companions, no?
What about her mother? Where is she buried?
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Were you adopted? And they were his lovers? I don't know.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. All right. I'll remember your requests. But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the journey even if I had to visit you two somewhere else. I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. But here I am breaking that promise.
I mean, they are basically everywhere now, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. They come from the water, they go back to the water. There's water right there. So if they are part of the water now, they are basically everywhere. They are in the head, they are coming down with the rain, they are in the sea, and then they go back up and become rain again, you know, circle of life and all that. Or circle of Fontaine life when they dissolve?
I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this. I don't usually cry, really.
We saw you already cry when you were confronting Neuvillette that one time.
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better. But, well, she understands how you feel.
I had always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that I think about it, that never solely relied on me. Many things can only be accomplished with someone else's help. Malus and Silver have helped me so much. But by contrast, I could do nothing for them. I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Thank you. Right now, you don't know how much that means. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena, Khan, Burnett, Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville, Jolienne, Esson, as well as Malus and Silver.
Okay.
So, everyone else is safe. But still...
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Malus and Silver. But we were able to save more than we anticipated. The overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
God, no one's sacrifice is truly necessary?
Right! Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another, sure, but that isn't something we should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. Thank you, Paimon. What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually. I'll remember your words.
Oh, Really?
Now that I think about it, maybe I should have done Nouvelette's hangout quest.
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
Oh, it's her again! Wait, does her hairdo look different?
The knave? What are you doing here?
And when are you getting on a banner? Showing me your moves.
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them to higher ground. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. But that doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, it never even crossed my mind that a Fatui Harbinger would come looking for me. Thanks to the Knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing.
Why do I have the feeling you have something to do with this?
That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I am clueless, but okay.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed that firsthand, in any case. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster.
Oh, right. The thing Farina is not doing really anything about yet.
Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
That's how the mafia works.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
The fact that the just brushed off that the almost killed Farina, maybe assassinate was the right word. I mean, it was very much so. When I saw that weird static scene, I also thought, yeah, I would have almost killed her there, but nah, doesn't seem worth it. She seemed more bait than actually a target.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
I know of one major plot twist, kind of. Which made me actually reluctant to pull for a certain someone.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person. And they weren't the price paid for other salvation. They chose to become heroes themselves.
Yeah, no, heroes usually survive. Sorry.
I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words. But right now, there's nothing more suitable. They really did become heroes.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia.
What was the saying again? Heroes are remembered, but legends never die. Wasn't there something like that?
Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate then?
That sounds very much like Kingdom Hearts.
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Terre. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention.
God, those
By the way,
funny
Traveler,
names.
Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh? This isn't right. Paimon thought you would ask us to walk with you for a moment so you could tell us something in private.
What?
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Meripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals.
So the time for jolly cooperation has come? This game is just... They reference every franchise, don't they? And now they reference Dark Souls. Ah, yes, the sun, bro.
Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence network with you. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times and seem to be worth investigating in many ways. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation is becoming more urgent, so any pertinent information will prove extremely precious. My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster struck. And at present, we're all busy prioritizing the rescue effort.
So that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you.
How flattering.
Which is why I want to give you this task.
Can you trust an outsider like me? Oh, it is in fact because I'm an outsider that she can entrust me with it. Is that the answer I'm getting?
The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house.
Okay, that's even more than I thought.
I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh, they're pandering even harder than Paimon these days.
Oh, that somehow makes Paimon feel kinda happy.
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family, it's only natural that I freely share it with you.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right? We can handle that.
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins? You need to rest.
Well, I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back and plop myself into a chair by the roadside and do nothing. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. As my father's successor, I must live up to the hopes he had in me. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself. I need something, a distraction, to keep my mind off Malus and Silver.
Navia's strong, but she needs company right now. Oh god. Sounds kind of... Yeah, okay. We can be that company if she goes to explore the ruins with us.
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. What do you say, Traveler?
Sure, it's a date.
All right. The ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
Okay, the three of us will handle it. Come on, let's pack up and get going.
Could it be that the knave might be blind because her eyes are crossed like that? And she's just pretending she knows where she's looking?
Shower me with praise.
Kokomi, you've been power crapped. And Ayaka. And Mona. Since she can just run on water. She is Jesus of Fontaine.
Strike a pose. So, are these the ruins the knave was talking about? Whoa, talk about old.
I mean, yeah, I read something about that too. I mean, just because one good composer is gone doesn't mean that there won't be any good composers out there anymore. And you also have to think about some of the compositions were made way in advance. So it could be that we feel the effects way later in the game only. Since I feel like a lot of the compositions have already been made before, you know, they passed.
They seem to be pretty ancient, all right.
I mean, and we will only be able to go in there once and never again.
Let's go in and have a look.
Just be careful.
You're not my mom. Will it tell me what I need in there? No? Okay. Can we play as Navia in there? You know, a little preview of a Navia fighting style? No? Alright. No, I really like that I just can walk on water now. That is probably one of the greatest things. That you don't need to worry about swimming ever again. You know, this is just solid ground now. That makes it already worth getting her. Since it doesn't even require stamina, you have a 100% uptime on walking on water now. AR. Oh god, I don't even know what AR stands for. Not so circle square, but here. Yeah. I've never actually. I mean, I always know when music is well and when it's okay or even great, but I can never tell sudden differences. The biggest problem with Genshin's music is probably the combat music, since it gets really repetitive in the overworld when every battle suddenly only takes like 10 seconds and the music starts over whenever you run into enemies. That's probably the only qualms I have with the Genshin music. I don't know, have they implemented a way now to disable the battle music for overworld so that I just get the ambience music no matter what? Oh, look at that, Hillichard. Hello.
The doctor will see you.
Stand with me.
A process of elimination.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Really? Oh, and East 9. I haven't really... Wait, does this even need a compo? I mean, I have no idea. Where am I even going? Why am I going here? Can I? Huh? Wait, what happened? Is that primordial seawater, or why did I get shot out of it? Oh, white. White. I was thinking of visual novels for some reason. But do they have music? I never really heard it from all the sound effects that were playing.
What? The floor here isn't safe.
Hello. How's it going? Do you wanna fight my little friends? They deal quite. I mean, they are just hillage shots, but still, damn.
Mind the side effects.
Oh, I totally missed that shit. God, why am I so tired? Maybe I should get a coffee or something.
This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
Oh, so I was right.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell in.
She seems like she wants to off herself at this point. That is a really weird undertone. Oh, I'm just really dark in my head right now. I should go back to safety.
Right. You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here. Don't get by my wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's just that...
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. I'll leave this to you.
From the look of the things here, maybe there's no way back. Oh. Haven't even thought about that.
Complicates things. Maybe the only way left is forward.
If only we had someone who could fly.
In that case, do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. So staying here wouldn't be safe either. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
Oh yeah, no other way, I guess.
All right. Come with us for now then, but please be careful.
Wait. If you can walk on water now, and if you have Farina, couldn't you just walk to Inazuma with Farina? Imagine you're a new player and you get Farina for God knows what reason. Since you can't even ascend her to maximum. Could you actually just walk? Since the thing is with Inazuma was you could make it with Kaya, but only if you were able to avoid the thunderstorm, right?
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette.
Oh no, it's a dead end! Let's try climbing over from the side.
What do you mean climb over from the side? Oh god, you really hate Inazuma, don't you? Is Inazuma really that bad? I mean, it was harder than most other places I've been before, but... I really want the game to finally increase the draw distance, but I think they only can do that for the PS5. Wait, why is it... Did it just do what I think it did? I think it zoomed way out. Aww. Thought I could just walk. Oh boy. Nonsense Archon. Huh.
Wait, there's something wrong with this bridge. Run for it!
Oh! Cutscene? Wait, are they killing off a character that hasn't even released? That would be such a ballsy move and I would be all for it, but not for the reason you may think. You talked! Oh, she fecked! She's actually fecked now! Huh?
Demoiselle?
Huh?
Oh boy.
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Oh, she's tripping on the seawater. Wait, that was actually a plot point. Seawater in very short amount can make you high as balls.
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Maloose.
Hmm? Oh, was I sleeping?
Yes, it would appear so.
I must be tired.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
Oh, right. I nearly forgot. It must have slipped my mind when I dozed off. I haven't had a nap today yet. Have I? This is a familiar feeling, yet something's a little strange.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. No, I'm fine. I was just trying to recall why we came out for a walk.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before with foreign merchants who had a debt dispute with him, and we'd resolved the matter not long ago.
We were headed to see how things were going with him at the moment.
Ah, right. Yes. I remember now.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Maloose. And Mr. Silver, too. It's good to see all of you.
Wait, aren't they all the people that died? Aren't they the people from the list?
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for. Why, I wasn't even the guarantor for that person. They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor, Obina, was getting fed up with them.
Sometimes force is required to calm someone down and get them to listen to what you have to say.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss Navia again?
Oh, yes. One moment, I have it right here. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. They're a very good variety, and they'll become very big and beautiful once they bloom.
Oh, you are right! They already did that with Signora! But then again, I'm absolutely certain they will revive her like a phoenix from the ashes or something.
I don't know what we would have done without your help, so this is a little token of our appreciation. I hope you won't refuse.
Ah, did you cultivate them yourself? Thank you so much. I'll certainly take them.
Oh!
Alus, we do still have some empty flower pots at home, right?
Oh no, I forgot something. Wait a second. Uh-oh. Let me... There we go. I wanted to go somewhere today and I almost forgot. Where was it? I know where, but I don't know when. Ah, there. 1945. So in 2 hours. Okay, that's fine. A lot of places left as well. That's good. Okay. Almost thought I'd forgotten. Wait, what is this? Is my own stream behind? No. What? Huh? How can a stream be behind? It is so weird. Oh well, whatever. I don't care. So now we can continue.
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Mrs. Burnett's flowers.
Very well.
Wait. Something seems to be off here.
You're tripping!
Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken, your name is Burnett, correct?
That's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met, but your name seemed familiar to me. I must have heard it when I was discussing things with your husband previously. I've heard this name before. Sometime recently, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, she was on the list of the dead people.
And why are there so few people around here? Where did everyone go?
Why do I find it so unsettling that the fish looks so realistic, but everything else doesn't?
We must mind the time, demoiselle. We still have important things to attend to today.
Huh? We do? Like what?
Well, now, did you forget?
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please, come to the Opera House. Your trial is about to begin.
My trial? Wait, why would I need to go to the Opera House?
Yes, she's right, demoiselle. It's just about time now, so we should get going.
Oh? All right then.
She's really compliant. But the traveler talked. It's never not a hype moment because they barely talk.
Look, it's Navia. She's here.
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
Wait, what was the name? I haven't checked.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be oddly excited about something. I even know some of these people. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. Why are so many people
Yeah, they are
here?
all the people on the dead man
And
list.
why do I have no recollection of this case? And as for the judge... huh? Where's Monsieur Neuvillette?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver and I shall accompany you.
All right. Are you sure you can stand behind me?
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
It implies later that he always talked. We just don't hear him for some reason. Wait, who talked? What? Oh, White, the Traveler.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on, do they have any idea what they're doing?
Seriously.
Enough with the whispering! Could someone please tell me where Monsieur Neuvillette is? And why I'm standing trial?
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet realized what you've done? In that case, allow me to explain. As all here know, you are Master Callus's successor, the head of the Spina di Rosula, someone held in high regard by every soul in Poisson. After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callus had. If anyone in need reached out to you for help, you responded. Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates, nearly everyone in the Spina di Rosula fought for the well-being of those in Poisson.
Wait a moment. Aren't you just proving that I'm a good person?
Yes, correct. Absolutely right. And that is why you stand accused. You have helped so many people get through so many difficulties. You are one with us. We are inseparable.
Oh, wait. Is the sentence you're not allowed to be with us right now here in the primordial seawater and we sentence you to be alive again?
We are one big family, all of us who are from Poisson, inextricably linked. And with you being so important, we couldn't possibly do without you. Therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you guilty, and you shall stay here. You will be together with us forever.
Oh, this is hell.
Huh? What are you saying?
Oh no, it's the river. Yeah, okay.
Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed done a lot for my hometown, and I would be willing to be with you all, but what is the purpose of having me stand here like this? What is there to discuss?
Ah, well, if that's what you think, then I have no further comments.
How wonderful, Miss Navia!
Oh god, that sounds so menacing.
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now. Yes, I get it. This trial is...
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's guilty!
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master Callus couldn't stop her.
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual, extending her hand to help others. Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. This is the nation of justice, the nation of Hydro. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return to everyone. Water accepts all, blends with all. It will surely accept her kindness. Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro. And in the end, everyone shall meld together. Thus, when a unanimous opinion emerges, that opinion represents justice. Now I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay. We and Navia are one.
And you would call this justice? Preposterous. You are merely jealous that Demoiselle still has a chance to exist as an individual.
Jesus. They are the only ones who are part of the collective that don't want her to be in the collective. So Deus Ex Machina bullshit to get her to be alive again.
Have you forgotten how much you all once longed to become individuals, to become independent?
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall defend Demoiselle. And that is how we will enforce justice.
My head... it hurts.
Demoiselle.
Silver, it hurts. My head is spinning. All I can see is stars swirling in front of me. I remember now. Everything that seemed odd from the very beginning. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid, and don't admit guilt. We will protect you to the very end.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of trials, the majority is absolute justice. We are the will of all.
Oh god, if that is how justice would work, everything would go into ruin, kind of. I mean, it depends. I mean, you say you are a majority, but you are like 12 people. That's not really much.
Don't let them escape! We shall keep Navia here with us!
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us.
Oh, they are Oceanites as well.
After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying?
No more excuses!
She says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
Oh, God.
What's with these people? Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia, she...
Silence.
Wait, where did you come from?
That's...
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense and cannot constitute a proper trial.
Where did he come from?
The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized party.
Our thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
But...
Go on now, Demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place. What, can't bear to leave us behind or something?
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be our last goodbye.
Malus... Silver...
Quickly, you must come now.
It's interesting how these two people are the only ones that did not get absorbed into the collective and still have independent thought.
Goodbye, Demoiselle.
Farewell.
So, who saved them? Did Neuvillette actually...
No, wait! Just a second!
Hello!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
Where did you come from?
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were defending me at some insane trial.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare? Paimon could give you a hug.
Oh, that is kinda cute.
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I
conjured bullshit Deus Ex Machina to save you. Otherwise, we can't sell you later to the people.
What is it?
I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
So people that are dissolved became Oceanids.
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Please come with me.
I mean, they are Oceanids, and Oceanids are not dead. And I mean, hell, an old man still got a smooch from an Oceanid, so, you know. They were heavily making out. That's what I imagined what happened in that one event. So it's not like Oceanids are dead people. They can actually be powerful enough to take human form again. So I don't feel like that excuse will hold much water. Pun intended.
Neverlet, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Why do you look so stiff all of a sudden? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and then have nothing to talk about?
No.
I suppose so.
Sigewin sends her regards.
Ah, Sigewin. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the Fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No.
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
Yep, the first human Melusine hybrid. I can just imagine how proud the mother and father would be.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewin would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
I actually don't know if she got more or less squeegee right now. I haven't paid enough attention for it. I think she still sounds very still squeegee, but there was not much point in her being too loud yet.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewin made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the Fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then.
You're the expert here. I can't talk.
So, Neverlet, you're probably quite the swimmer, huh?
Yes, his exploration passive is to swim faster underwater.
Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere. Let's try something else. How did you find these ruins? Did the knave tell you?
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large quantity of supplies to the area. Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave, and we had a chat. She informed me that she had asked you to investigate the ancient ruins here.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. We didn't think exploring the ruins would take very long, and who would have thought you'd wrap things up so quickly?
I hope Navia can get back on her feet. I mean, she is quite on her feet right now.
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then!
Oh, I just remembered. There was a specific term for the hair that goes up like that. Something about a dumb strain or something? Not ahegao, but oh, it was another Japanese term. I know it's not ahegao, but it was something along. It sounded similar. I can't remember. Oh, hello.
Our bond is strong.
Seems like an emergency. A bitter pill to swallow.
You know what I like the most about her is that, yeah, I think the most I like about Furina's little friends here is that you are not dependent on a burst with her. You can just activate it and you have half a minute of minions applying hydro to the enemy. And that is something I really like about her. Since so far we had Yelan, who is dependent on her burst, and there is Shinji, who's also dependent on his burst to apply hydro. And for those quick battles, it seems to be kind of a waste to use bursts, and usually the fight is over anyway when you start using bursts. And with characters like these, it's so much easier to just, yeah, do this, this, and this, every enemy is dead, and I don't need to worry about the burst being up or not. I mean, it isn't a big issue to bring the burst up, but it's still convenient.
Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step.
Yeah, be relaxed. It will not. Oh. Wait, what? I didn't expect that you could actually be too slow. I thought that was just for show. I thought they were just kidding around. Usually it is scripted that they can't fall apart too fast.
Watch out! There are rocks falling over here!
For a fight?
Flicker.
Yep.
Mind the side effects.
It seems we're almost at the top. Keep it up!
Whoa. I'm a little bit stressed when this collapses.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Oh, whoops. Ah, let's just do it like this. Wait, there's a...
Time to shine.
Oh. Wait, does it really deal that much damage to use her burst? Huh, alright.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Seems to be something on the wall? I don't know. I haven't looked yet. Lady Farina?
Stone slates. It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past. Say what?
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be destroyed?
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second slate, for example.
I already looked at the third, since it showed clearly Farina.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people behind her doing the same. She's facing this... what is this? Some kind of island in the sky?
Wait, did she maybe invoke the heavenly principles or something?
And is that Lady Farina in the third image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it. Are they all in the water?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
Do seem to match?
More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it, most likely due to us missing the first slate. I am very sorry.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient stone slates isn't one of your duties.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
What do you mean, history of the future? If it was history, it can't be future. Otherwise, it would be a future. But this is history, so how can it be history of the future?
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you look at them together.
It almost seems like the Archon is born out of the people. The issue is the order of the third and fourth image, right? Is it? Wait, the third? Yeah, I guess.
That's right. If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
No, she gets birthed out of the water. Second image is also quite concerning. What sin are the people in the image just confessing to? They invoke the heavenly principle.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Or the coming Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, why would she be in such a posture?
It's a revolution? No, not a revolution. What? Protestation? How's it called in English? Protest! That's it.
Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy? Does that mean that someone, or some people, once saw these slates?
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained here, so let's head back first.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
And how? We are trapped here. Everything collapsed. Who created the slates doesn't matter now. The real question is whether things will truly play out as the prophecy foretells or not. Now we have to flex our, protagonist powers. Little Jason. Oh boy.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is. There's some things you just need to be there for yourself.
You still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon's already beat.
Just head back to the Fluvsandre and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Rest well, everyone. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning to ask about the stone slates. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office. I will share the results of our discussion with you.
Alright, see you then.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem? Paimon's getting a little scared now that it's come to this.
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fluvsandre is always open to you as ever, so please don't think you're an imposition. Alright, I'll be on my way then.
Base. Okay.
We're finally back!
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! Navi, no, the boss is the best.
What do you mean you did great, Paimon? What did she do?
Ooh, desserts! Nice, these are all Paimon's!
No, mine. And I eat the baguette.
Paimon's already starting to forget what happened today.
Mona? What are you doing here?
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
That is kinda surprising that Mona would be here.
Huh?
what are you doing in Fontaine?
I mean, the question is more important what you are doing in Fontaine. The stars not tell you that we might meet here?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontanian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. Quite unexpectedly, if I might add.
Who takes just a stroll in the sewer system of Fontaine? This is some kind of secret base. So why would you just be down here? In the sewers of Fontaine? Who's just strolling down into the sewers? This is not a tourist location or anything.
Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstadter surname?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name.
If it only would be so easy.
There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my surprise, however, Magistus is not the name of some ancient house or clan.
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Okay. Mona Great?
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. Wait, are you gonna have to put that into your genealogy as well?
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take one.
May I ask what your master's name is?
Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
That means?
Whoa, that's a long one. Does it also mean great or something?
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice as great scholar of the stars. Just take it as a title specific to astrologists.
Thrice as great? That's so petty.
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually, but when she took me in, she changed her name to Trismegistus.
Talk about excessive.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look into it further should you need to study astrology more deeply.
Oh, triple strength traveler or triple appetite Paimon.
Terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dorman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled down in Mondstadt City.
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you won't be dissolved by Fontaine's waters.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right? I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same.
She took that kind of easy about people dissolving. You would think there would be more of a reaction.
There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
I miss her old outfit. Did you come to Fontaine because of the prophecy?
That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist.
Oh.
The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this much trouble.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist. Your word would go a long way to make things more certain and less scary.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine, even that of all Tevat. Ascertaining this is akin to reading the fortune of the whole world. I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must surely come from a powerful visionary. Its contents involve the fate of the world. Disregarding it would be a mistake.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful and all, but does such a person really exist?
God?
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something similar.
What do you mean, well-mannered? It was the perfect thing. It was super well-mannered. This just looks weird. But there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something similar. Need to ascertain the accuracy of the prophecy. Could you help me get in touch with your master? I need to ascertain the accuracy.
Are you sure? All right, I'll help you. It isn't often that I see you with such a serious look on your face. I'll tell you once I hear back from her.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all. So yes, your praises are quite welcome.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you! Of all the people we know, you know the stars the best!
And that they are fake.
Indeed. That's the spirit.
Pat yourself on the back harder, why don't you?
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need, do not hesitate to inform the Spina di Rosula.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news, I'll be sure to come find you two again.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks.
Try to keep it down.
If Paimon hadn't spoken for you, it'd be you getting all the weird looks. The things Paimon does for you.
No, not thanks, Paimon. Screw you. I want to get the weird looks. I am the protagonist.
That's more like it. Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, traveler. We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and get going.
Right back to Nuvilabada. Habadabadabadu. I feel like her dress is a little bit much. What is pretty cool that she changes her outfit whenever you change her stance. The problem is that her other summon is so useless. It would be useful if it would actually apply Hydro to enemies as well, but it doesn't.
You're here, finally.
Is something wrong?
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Oh, what? They are broken up? It's shorter?
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
Oh, I haven't actually seen that.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
As long as you only want to boop the noses.
You mean they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that.
Uh-huh.
But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
Did you not?
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be. Nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
Oh, wow, really?
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me, you're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine.
Oh, wow, really? He's not Jafar. You can trust him, I think.
That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Hello. Bye.
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. Huh. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
She seems to be deliberately hiding something.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, you noticed. Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
I feel because she felt attacked and not that you wanted to help her. It was a very aggressive questioning. You can't treat her like a criminal on a trial, but you have to actually talk to her as a friend. God, Fischl, if she's an Archon. I saw the comparison made. We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh god, the few spoilers I saw will come into play like that.
Oh? Like what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
In that case, we will need help?
But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
I have a feeling. I'm high on believing. I think I know who to call. Ghostbuster! I mean. Wait, a few days later on a boat somewhere in quiet Poussin? Lena and Leonard, I guess.
That's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Hiding?
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
I really want to know how Chloe's gameplay is. How can they trump the queen in the gameplay department when it comes to sword-wielding characters? How can they make Chloe really cool gameplay-wise?
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Why does it feel like a really weird stage play right now?
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
Why are they all sassy with each other? Oh, that smug smile from Paimon.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall. Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus.
Ah, Monster Hunter, of course.
Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
We have to catch Farina and maybe use a lethal implement?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Okay.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Was just that a metaphor? You will not call this a hunt, because that is not what you should do at present, nor has the relationship between you and Farina reached such a dire stage. Okay, I mean, What you need is simply the secrets she is keeping, attempting to take her secrets in an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters as foretold in the prophecy. There's neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That is what you will need. And that means? Hello, I'm here! Oh, wait. That's what you meant with her hair growing! She has this hair on the back of her head whenever she is in the other stage. When she uses the healer animal, or whatever it is, the healer stand, she gets this hair on her backside. Huh, I didn't even realize that. That is a neat detail. Too bad that it is on a useless thing.
The show begins!
What is this pneumanosia thing? I mean, I know that it's there, but... Oh, whatever. Back to business. I really like how I found actually I can finally farm new artifacts now. Since there's an artifact that makes her really strong, and that is this new domain that I haven't farmed in. I still don't have the perfect... I farmed the Sumero Dendro set now for as long as Sumero exists. And I still have not a perfect set for I'll Hate Them yet. Well, not even remotely close to it. I mean, it works, but it's not really super optimal yet. Which is annoying. But I want to farm something else.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening.
Those meetings sure did make me hungry.
Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
Yeah, that we want to catch us an Archon. I guess. You feel more confident after the meeting?
Well, it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great.
Will we be Edgeworth in this scenario?
After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh?
Is something wrong?
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
I didn't.
Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Wait, is the cup talking?
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Ah, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
Wait, what? What voice in the sky from Sumero?
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong.
Are we talking to a teacup?
You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
Who are you? I don't even remember when you were referenced at all. Game, if you want to connect stuff like this, you really need to give us a recap.
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
A voice from the sky. We thought that was Nahida in the Apple Archipelago, but that's not it. A voice in the sky from Sumeru? Friend's disciple. This is one of friends of Mona's master. The enigmatic end of the Hexen Circle? Okay, so that is the acquaintance of Mona? Oh, right. Okay, now I get it. Did Fontaine's prophecy come true?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
That's not how it works!
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Teyvat so easily be changed?
There it is again. Fate.
Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall?
What?
Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
Oh yeah, I think there is the order is wrong. I have the feeling the prophecy is more about how the new Archon was born and less about how the Archon will be the last one standing.
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
That's because she's speaking in riddles. It's just about gone as well, huh?
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Teyvat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
About that, since we are a descender, we are not associated with the fate of Teyvat. We are not in the Tree of Irminsul, so we are a radical element that maybe can stir up the fate of Teyvat despite not being part of it? Is that the gist of it?
This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
Hey Jen, is this the clue you're leaving for us? I have no idea what's happening. Complicated feelings, I mean...
I want to hear someone talking. Alright, coming!
Getting more vigilant?
Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Oh, see, how have you been these past few... Is it already days?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Wait, what? Rescue... Huh?
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil journalist? I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Actually, someone already came over.
Huh?
Even she's surprised.
Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
I believe she came to pass a message to us.
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa, the Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Yep. Sit-ups, push-ups, and plenty of juice.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Wait, only now I realize what you meant by that. You mean on the mobile version there was no steam coming out of that cup?
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
Her words were meant as a helpful hint, but when will we realize the value in me? Is that the best answer that my question could have got?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
I see. I feel that same sense of desperation, too.
Is it really that close?
I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what N was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff. I need to get going.
Don't worry about it, and thank you.
It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Always? Isn't that often? Unless you count the events.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. But also kind of sad, too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Is there?
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. What's going on?
Maybe we are famous.
Let Paimon see. The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy. But that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report. A blonde adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades.
I mean, she could just commit a crime to get in there. Isn't this really that hard?
Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet. The Traveler's Trail, World Walker.
What does that even mean?
Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
It sure seems to be the case. What about my right to my photo? You can't just take photos of me.
Seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time. Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Apparently, yes.
Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake!
It hasn't already sold out for the day?
It was so delicious the last time we tried it! Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go. Paimon's sure it'll be great!
We can't let anyone get ahead of us.
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow. You know, like in the prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
So she takes pity on us and buys us cake.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily. Yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here.
Oh yeah, humans are easily saddened, so you have to stuff their face with something delicious to make them happy. Oh boy.
I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
They are so easygoing. It's great. Ah, so happy-go-lucky.
And there she goes.
That's not what you said. You said Paimon hopes to see you later. Say it, Paimon! Say it! Yeah, but if I would eat all the time just to get happy, I would be really fat at this point.
Alright, let's dig in. I'm unsure this cake will be delicious.
I mean, I will go to
It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow.
I mean, I will go to the cinema and enjoy something nice to eat. Oh, that's actually a great idea. Instead of getting something salty, I can get something sweet to eat at the cinema. Yeah, I mean, I have to watch my weight, unfortunately. But then again, it always depends on the living circumstances. And biology.
Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Why are you all getting so Debbie Downer? I mean, come on, there are more nations. Even if that nation gets underwater, there are other nations we can go to. I don't kinda get the dramaticism here. Why is everything getting so dramatic all of a sudden? I don't get it.
Oh, we're near the Steambird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Yeah, she has to pay me for those photos.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
And I'm here for my share of the I'm here for my royalties.
You've got some nerve. You just used us to make some quick mora.
Can we negotiate profit split? White. Am I white or am I white?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though.
Oh, that is kinda nice. Well,
it's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
oh, I mean, that is awfully nice.
Really? Oh, you're the best.
I was just making a little joke.
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
Yeah, what happens if tomorrow will not come and everyone's dying?
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
God, why am I so... Now I am really dark. But they all... It's so weirdly melancholic.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
You seriously want to interview me?
Yeah. Are we even qualified enough?
What do you mean you don't need a qualification to be interviewed?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh yeah, right. Paimon is the Debbie Downer.
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and... Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
Huh, that's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. if you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy.
Yeah, it's true.
Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist. But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her.
I mean, it's not like your life will end. We are not from Fontaine, so why are you so bothered?
Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Oh yeah, look at the all-enveloping sea.
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do?
To the stars, penetrating the fake sky.
No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
Remove the brainwashing of the sister? If I could choose. It's just like Charlotte said, suddenly trying to consider what to do is pointless.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.
Wait, are they hinting about that we almost reached the last nation? And they are already hinting about, oh, the game will soon be over since you almost reached the last nation. I mean, there is still a Pyro Nation and the how was it called? Cryo Nation. So there are 2 more nations. So there are at least 2 more years. Is that meta commentary of the developers? Have time with us always being on the bottom. Until that moment comes, I think I'll keep journeying on.
You mean, still traveling?
Cherishing everything that I have to look... Cherishing everything a moment that I have to look upon this world. Are they meta commentating really about the server closing down? I mean, there will be... I have the feeling there is another arc. Since then we have to still fight the Heavenly Principles. The Sustainer of Principles? You know, the God of the Gods, or something like that. You know, the lady from the very beginning of the game.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
As time slips by, nightfall to return to your accommodations and this busy day. Exactly, Celestia, but it's a really small place, so... Next few days are just as calm. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview in the Spina di Ursula safe house at the Fleuve Cedre. Navia... Wow! We don't even get to participate in the... I thought they would use that opportunity to ask us actual questions. The business in person even drops by to take a photo with the 2 of you. All goes well. Okay, that... what?
feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure. It's not only damp there, but salty too.
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Mirapede.
You're under the impression that we might be wanted criminals?
Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
Let's see it.
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
A riot?
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her. Loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, others started to join in.
Oh!
The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry. The Maréchaussée Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
So, you mean she's still missing?
That's right. The Maréchaussée has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her?
I mean, to understand the situation, I suppose?
Good. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the Palais now.
Just according to Keikaku.
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then.
I mean cake. I mean... You sure caught on quickly.
If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat. And as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone. When Nervillet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse. It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling. Huh. Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis to back it up too. Cool, huh?
I see becoming a detective's done you some good. Looks like those detective novels have had an effect on you.
In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come!
Oh, I thought they would automatically transport me. Ah, Celestia, I hardly knew her. Okay, let's see where this is going.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
And there she is. Hello. Ah, she's still in her white outfit. I wonder if the white and black outfit are her moods, so to speak.
That's Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Stay quiet.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless.
Oh, she's really depressed.
What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead.
I mean, there are a lot of people left.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out.
I thought you had a plan.
I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over?
Farina?
Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Are you serious right now, trying to put on an act after we saw you cry and sob?
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it.
I mean, you can see the tear stains right here. Would be great if they would have just left it on her face.
Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were, disturbing my enjoyment of the arts? They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marish Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
What is wrong with you? Are you trying to over-coping? Overcope? Is that even a word, to overcope? Stop trying to act tough. You're actually beyond devastated right now. Stop trying to act tough.
Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there!
Oh!
Quick, after her!
Uh-oh.
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
And she's gone.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her.
A most intense chase indeed. God, why does the running animation of these NPCs look so bad in comparison?
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
And the trap is clamping down on her.
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean,
mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
This place is not what I call soundproof.
You're right. Yep, that's a good girl.
What's happening? The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
Another disaster just struck, I suspect.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Neuvillettes made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
Has Funa finally reached her limit? Now that she's talking about her actual feelings, she's starting to look far less stiff. The surface Farina slowly calms amongst...
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
See, I knew it had to do with the heavenly principles. You still haven't given up, right?
Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free.
That would also mean that all hope would disappear.
Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all.
Oh boy.
Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
We're running out of time. We can't just go back to square one like this. I have to get more information out of her. You might not have to shoulder this burden alone. You know, there's this strong, strapping man that defies fate left and right here. And isn't even part of this world, so he can shake the world at its core. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from him, people are more than willing to share your burden with you. Know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But what about the people around you on the prophecy tablet? But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you?
I mean, I feel like a spectator most of the time. And sometimes interfering spectator, but a spectator nonetheless.
If that's the case...
I mean, they are just so chill about me being an alien and all that. But wait, if the sky is fake in Tibet, where did we fall from? We can't fall through a fake sky. There's no time left. Please, Farina, just spit it out! Cutscene time. Huh? Oh no! She was about to say it and now you're... Wait, didn't you ruin it?
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial?
She wants to, but she can't afford. But she was about to! The problem is, I'm running out of time.
In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
Oh!
You would draw your blade against a god?
I mean... apparently. Wait, she doesn't... Oh, I thought she held that blade weirdly. Yes.
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice!
Oh, God.
This time, I will protect you.
Who are you protecting? Is the person in your head actually another Farina?
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine! The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Woohoo! Oh, now we're making history!
And the crowd goes mild.
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
Alright then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
I actually wonder... What is she accused of?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Thank you, Your Honor! Yeah, we are Edgeworth!
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
I mean, she wanted a duel between us from the very beginning, and now she's getting an actual duel. We were so close to getting her to tell us the truth, and it still turned out like this in the end. It's okay though, as long as we can defeat Farina in court, we still have a chance to figure everything out.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins.
1 hour... 1 hour or 30 minutes? What now? I unfortunately only have like... Yeah, actually only have 20 minutes. At best. I mean, I would probably cut it in 3 so I have time to prepare to where I wanted to go. I wonder how far back I get thrown if I cut it here.
Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean... the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontainian history.
I still can't get over the fact that Linny has strap-ons or whatever that is. What he has on his legs.
That's right. That house was a magic box rather than someone's residence.
Last time you can... Yeah, I wonder where the game will just throw me off.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Araneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
When did you have the time for this? The distance is so huge.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Sorry about that.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
I have the feeling Clorin will be an EM scaling character just because she uses the Iron Sting.
Well, Cloran, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
You guessed wrong?
Oh?
My mission was to give you one last chance. We hoped that you'd share your secret with us before the magic box arrived onto the stage.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
The only thing we can do now is to judge the Hydro Archon. Still, I can't help but be a little bothered by the conversation earlier. What did Farina want to say to me right before we arrived on the stage? I think I know what she wanted to say. That is probably the one big spoiler I unfortunately couldn't avoid. Thanks, Reddit. No, it was not their fault, actually. Since, you know, if you accidentally click on a spoiler tag.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! Oh, Leb Hymancy. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Oh, wait. Then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
Oh, how very convenient! I never would have thought of using it this way.
Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right.
Okay, I think this is the perfect place to cut it. That is the perfectly perfect place. Oh god, I hope I get, when I log into the game again, it spits me out somewhere before all this. But yeah, this is it for now. I am going to the cinema and try to enjoy a random movie that I don't know what it will be. Which is always a treat, and it only happens once a month. So, yeah. Alright, hope you had fun, and I'll see you around for the next part. I probably won't continue later today. It's almost 20. The movie will probably take 2 hours. That means it's 22. Or maybe even 23. I don't know if I will continue today. So, yeah, can't promise that. But yeah, see you around. Bye-bye. Yeah, probably tomorrow, yeah.